Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby and I'm a fiber artist. Today is market day. It's market day. And I'm hopping on a couple hours before I need to leave to show you some of the stuff that I made this week. This might be its own video, I don't know yet, so we'll kind of see what happens at the market. I'm pretty excited about it. It is at a different location of the same brewery where I attended an event a couple of weeks ago, and it was an absolutely amazing event, and I made probably 2.5 times whatever I've ever earned at a market before. I don't think this one will be as good because there's rain in the forecast, and I also got incredibly lucky that day because that market followed a political protest, and there were just swarms of people in the town, and I think the market ended up kind of being like on their way back from the protest area to their cars, and people just kind of stopped and they were full of adrenaline and excited, and I talked them up a little bit, but I still think this will be pretty good. The brewery has a pretty great marketing team. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is that there's rain in the forecast, but it's July in North Carolina. There's rain in the forecast every day, so we'll see. I will let you know either in this video or in the next one. So let me jump in. I got a couple of things that I made this week. It was a very, very busy week for me outside of the time that I get for playing with my yarn. So I kind of feel like this, I wish I had more to show you, but this is what I have. First, I have 2 market bags. These are both free patterns on Ribbler, and the artist's name is 4 initials, K-A-M-E crochet. Both of these use a ton of yarn, and both times I grossly underestimated how much I would need, and I ended up kind of winging it. And these are some very colorful bags as a result. So this is the first one. I thought this alone would be enough yarn for a market bag. Yeah, I was wrong. So I pretty much had used up this. I think I have maybe like a golf ball, too big. Maybe a golf ball amount of this one left by the time I finished this one section. So then when I got to this part, I'm like, well, I could alternate the stripes with solids and then do different variegated, and I like. The only thing that I wish I had done differently was save this one for the top because it's kind of light and then dark and then medium. I wish I had done more of like an ombre effect with the lightest to the darkest, but this is what happened. This might, oh my gosh, 6 or 7 balls of sugar and cream maybe, and just what I have in my stash. But this is solid. It's more of a tote bag than a market bag. Like I don't know if this would be for groceries, but I think it would be great for library books or like a music class or something. You know, you could put your music books in here and your instrument. Maybe, I guess everybody is on the computer now, but back in the day. But I like it. I'm not sure. I normally my market bags sell for $25, but they use way less material than this one. But I don't think realistically I could get more than 35 given the size. But it is really dense, and so I don't think but the size is just telling me I don't think I could do more than that. So that's market bag number 1. Market bag number 2 is by the same author. This is huge, and I love it. And again, started with a solid, moved on to a variegation, and I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna take way more yarn than I think it will, and it did. So at one point, when I ran out of this one, you can't really tell. I ended up just kind of using up some of my scraps in here. And then I went to the ball of yellow that I had, and then finally this top layer is a ball of peaches and cream that I picked up at Walmart because they were on sale for $1. But even just this top part and the handles was almost the entire ball. So I love it. It also had quite a bit of skill involved. I mean, look at that. Almost like doily on the bottom. And then so it's kind of solid on the bottom, and then it kind of becomes airier as it goes. And if you want to try this pattern, I'm going to let you know this is very much a trust the process kind of thing, because it does start with a circle and then it stays a circle, and then it becomes slightly more like airy. It becomes the chain and single crochet into the chain space. And I think you chain 6 for a while, and then you chain 5, and then you eventually chain 4. But it was just laying flat on my desk. And I'm like, how in the world is this going to be a bag? It doesn't have sides. And it really wasn't until the end where it narrowed in a little bit to actually kind of fold up and be a bag and not just a big circle. But I do like it. It's huge, and you could fit a lot of groceries in here. So I want to charge more, but would $45 be outrageous for a grocery bag, which you can get at the grocery store for $1? Not this nice, but we'll see. I'm going to try with 45. I'm going to see if people pick it up and how they react to the price tag, and I will go from there. Moving on, I have some plush toys, which I really like making bags. I think I've said this before on the channel, but the amigurumi is what sells. So the first one is a pattern test that I did for Tracy at Travel Crochet. That was the very first time I've ever done a, lost the words. Tester. It's the first time I've ever been a tester for someone, and this was a fun pattern. The pattern is called Leonard the Lobster. Leonard is packed up in my car, ready to go, and I did not have time this morning to dig him out, but hopefully I will catch some footage of my market setup and I will point him out in a different video. But I also made Leona the Lobster, and I got some hand-painted eyes. I don't remember what size they are. I gave her a little bow, which I borrowed from a Hello Kitty pattern. And the first time I did this pattern, I did it in acrylic in a Super Saver stripey colorway. I think it's called Favorite Stripe, and he's very colorful. And then I also decided, let me try this pattern in a plush yarn. And just, I think I did this fin a little bit too tight because it's not really laying flat. It's kind of ruffling a little bit, but I don't know if anybody other than me would notice. I kind of think she's got a little like club foot here too. I just kind of feel like the way I sewed them on, they didn't do the same. I'm still learning and adjusting to plush yarn. I hated it for so many years and was just so team acrylic, and acrylic is the best for amigurumi because you can see the details the best, but I'm seeing why other people like plush, and I'm kind of moving towards it, and I'm gonna see how people react to it in the markets I have coming up. So I made Leona, and then earlier in the week I also, this is the first time I've ever made a plush Hello Kitty. I have made a lot of acrylic Hello Kitties, and they're maybe about this big in comparison, but this is a tried and true pattern. It is by Zuzia Amigurumi. I will put that in print when I edit this video, and I will also try to put it in the description. It gets faster for me every time, but it starts like kind of like you would with a cow with the 2 legs, and then you move your way up. You do a row of back loop single crochets, and then you use the front, then you go in it later to do the dress in ruffles. And I always do the optional extra layer. I think if you follow the instructions and just do the one time around, her skirt is too short if you do it that way. And then there's an optional step for another round. And being in plush, she's a little chunky. And also this is the pink yarn is a little bit heavier than the white, but this is what I had. But I also think that kind of works. I think you're supposed to make the head first, and then the body, and then the arms and the ears and the bow, but it does require some sewing, but I don't think it's hard sewing other than putting the neck, the head to the body. And I've gotten better at that over time. I used to cheat and put like little rows, like a chain or something, but I don't really have to do that anymore. I think I'm getting better. So I think some little girl is gonna pick this up today and like her. I just wish I had maybe slightly bigger eyes. These were the biggest solid eyes that I had, and a Hello Kitty I don't think would work with the eyes, with the clear part and the glitter disc. I just don't think that would work. So I made Hello Kitty. I picked up I bought up somebody's yarn stash the other day on Facebook Marketplace. I'm such a sucker. I really shouldn't look, but I did. And I kind of gave a lowball offer that she accepted, and she's just like, yeah, I don't crochet anymore. I just want to get rid of everything. There was a ton of the Dollar Tree just chenille in there, which I don't really like. And when I was first learning how to crochet, I was trying to use that and I really hated it. Just for reference, I used to be a knitter. I mean, I still am. Like, I still think at the end of the day, I'm a knitter. But knitting is very slow, and knitting could never be something that I could bring to a pop-up and sell because it's slow. And I do want to learn machine knitting, and that will be in some videos hopefully coming up. But this is a mini strawberry turtle by the Baddie_crocheter. I have made this with acrylic before, and it is so tiny that you can't even do safety eyes. Like the head was okay, it was bigger than pea-sized, but I can't come up with a good comparison. Marble. The head would be about the size of a marble, and I would have to embroider the eyes because there would not have even been enough space for the washers. But the dollar store yarn just it makes a mess, and I just don't think you can get great stitch definition from it. I mean, I used a size 4 hook. I don't think I could go any smaller than that, but I wish I had used a sturdier yarn for the body, and I do have some like Posh or something, just a little bit better quality yarn. I think the Dollar Tree would be fine for the shell and for the top, but he's cute. I just think it could be a little bit tidier, and I think also I was in a hurry to get started, and these are supposed to be bobble stitches, and I used a popcorn stitch, which worked, but not well as I wanted it to. But you know, $5, not gonna make a ton of money off of those, but I will make more and play around with the yarn. But I do like that I can, with the plush, that I can actually put safety eyes in it. Next is a repeat of a pattern that I made for the Share the Love Challenge. And I had done it the first time in acrylic, and this time I did it in plush. This is by Chanel's Crochet. It is a chubby chick. This is some yarn that I bought up from somebody's stash, but it is not Dollar Tree yarn. I can tell. I think it's Posh. But these are the same yarns that I used for the turtle to give him the strawberry hat, and it's also Dollar Tree yarn that I used for the orange. But it wasn't as quick as when I made it with acrylic because I'm still a little bit slow on the plush yarn, but I just love this pattern. I did not put the seeds on the strawberries, on the strawberry hat, because I was just wanting to move on and I had so little time this week for crocheting, but I will make more of these. And I also kind of want to put the little acrylic mini one next to this one just for the comedic purpose. But I think I'll go 10, maybe 8, we'll see. I really need to think about that because the market is in a few hours. All right, last thing that I made last night, I made 2 of them. The artist's name is Zuzia Amigurumi, and no, I'm wrong, sorry. The Hello Kitty was a Zuzia Amigurumi, and this is called Mini Kitty Fluff Ball, and the author, it's Spanish, La Amigurumia, I think it's in Spanish. Somebody did tell me how to mark it. somebody was from South America and they were talking to me and they said, oh, in my country we call this amigurumi, and I'm like, yeah, that's what we call it here too. But this is the little mini, it's kind of an abbreviated, I like it. It's almost like turned over loaf cat, because normally a loaf cat would have the face here. This is very quick, and it is no sew, because you start here and then towards the end I made real bobble stitches this time. This yarn had a label on it. It's the Yarn Bee, the color is called Flannel. Adorable. I like this way better than the Dollar Tree yarn, but it did kind of make a miss where I was sitting yesterday, but it is sturdier than the Dollar Tree yarn. And so you start here, towards the end you crochet the feet, and then you do the decreases. I don't know if the feet are supposed to go this way or this way, because they are not, I mean, 2 of them are spaced equally apart and then 2 are spaced equally apart. I don't know if these are the front and these are, it doesn't matter. This is what I went with. And then you surface crochet the ears and the tail. And a question for you plush yarn users. The safety eyes do not snap in the same way in plush. And when I made the chick earlier, I was just able to pop it out. And I'm using a way smaller hook than I'm supposed to. Like, the holes with plush are bigger, and I just don't feel like I'm getting that same snap with the safety eyes. Like, I'm looking at this one and it seems like it's a little lopsided in here. And I think I even did go in and like do a little bit of face shaping just to get it to the safety eye to lie flat. So please put in the comments if you have any tips for that, because I'm slowly transitioning from making plushies with actual plush yarn and trying to learn to, I like it way better than I did. And I think I haven't been at a very busy market yet, so I'm excited to see how people react to the plush next to the acrylic, more amigurumi, tighter, stiffer kind of makes. But I made a happy one and I made a grumpy one. Which one you like? I like them both for different reasons. So somebody, if you got a grumpy cat or if you've got a happy cat, one of these will appeal to you. I just wish the ears were a little pointier. It's very, very easy to just surface crochet them in, but they don't really look like, they look more like mouse ears to me. I think if I borrow a pointier ear and then maybe sew it on, I would do better. But that is it, because I had a very busy week. Maybe I will discuss what's going on in another video very soon, but there were days when I couldn't even pick up the hook. I just had so much going on. So I'm not gonna apologize to you for having a very short video, but it's a hard week. So thank you. I will probably edit that part out saying what a hard week it was, but I am headed to my market soon, and this video may be included in the market recap. It might not, we'll see. So I will see you soon.